Hey everybody, welcome to Record-ology Express, our midweek show. So glad to have you here. I hope you're having a great week. I hope that whatever you're doing is successful and enjoyable. Today, I thought we would just listen to an interesting record, and I've covered these in the past, but it's been a little while, so I thought we would give it a listen. Haven't listened to this exact one before. This is from the Time Life Records set To the Moon, and let me grab the box here. It's kind of like those Reader's Digest series, where it's got like the case and the flap, and then it tells you what's on each record. So there's a lot of cool stuff. Apollo program stuff, Gemini program stuff. So it's a lot of spoken word. It's like documentary stuff, sound clips, and it's really, really cool. So we're going to listen to side 4. And for those of you that are like, side 4, how can a two-sided record have 4 sides? Well, when you've got a multi-record set, they'll either say side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many sides there are in the whole set, or sometimes it'll be like face 1, face 2. But on this one, we were going to hear some information about U.S. space probes, Russian photographs of the moon, and so on and so forth. These Time Life records, I think, were manufactured by RCA Victor, and they're really cool. So we're going to go ahead and give it a listen. And we're going to be listening to Day on the U-Turn special. And I'm going to take the felt mat off. We're just going to listen to it on the acrylic platter. Absolutely gorgeous turntable. Put a link in the description if you guys are interested in this one. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful piece of art and electronics, and just very well made. Very happy with this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy on like that. It is fully manual, so there's nothing automatic about it whatsoever, which I don't mind. I'm going to take the Record-ology record brush here, and I'm just going to dust this thing. This record's in great shape. No warpage that I can see. Still got that rainbow sheen on there. So cueing lever is up. We're listening on the Ortophon red cartridge, and it's a beautiful cartridge. Sounds great. And we'll be listening through our Record-ology speakers. So let's go ahead and drop the needle and see what we got. Should be pretty interesting. The clicking here is just the volume going up.
5, 4, 3.
Since 1958, we have been making far-reaching exploratory probes into space with projects like Vanguard, Explorer, Discoverer, and Echo. Russia's efforts have been far fewer, but in 1959, employing brilliant navigational techniques, they hit the moon with Lunik 2, 13 hours after launch. Then a month later, they circled the moon with Lunik 3, which radios back photos of the moon's dark side, never before seen. Our own Pioneer 5 goes on a journey of months toward the planet Venus and sends back messages from 22 million miles out in space. A record for radio communication.
For the first time in this campaign, two political leaders.
November 1960. John F. Kennedy is elected 35th President of the United States, and he appoints the future Vice President Johnson to watch over our space program. January 31st, 1961. After 219 hours of training over a 15-month period, this chimpanzee named Ham is sent on a ride down the Atlantic Space Range, the first living creature to travel in a Mercury capsule. Enduring a force of almost 15 Gs, Ham proves a living creature can ride Mercury and be recovered with no ill effects.
Дорогие товарищи,
April 12, 1961. 10 weeks after we have proudly sent a chimp on a suborbital ride, the Kremlin announces it has put the first man into orbit, Major Yuri Gagarin, who has circled the Earth once in 108 minutes aboard a Vostok. Gagarin, the Russian press reports, enjoyed his flight immensely and was ecstatic over how beautiful the Earth looked from orbit. He gets an immense reception in Moscow, Chairman Khrushchev presiding. The news reaches America in the middle of the night. Heedless of the hour, a reporter phones Hampton, Virginia. and routes a top NASA public affairs official from bed to ask for a comment. Groggily, the official replies, "We're all asleep down here." The unfortunate words are taken up by the American press as a comment on our whole space program. Next day, at a White House press conference,
they secured these large boosters, which have led to their being first in Sputnik and led to their first putting their man in space. We are, I hope, going to be able to carry out our efforts with due regard to the problem of the life of the man involved this year. But we are behind. And I'm sure they're making a concentrated effort to stay ahead so that, as I said in my State of the Union, the news will be worse before it's better, and it will be some time before we catch up.
April 17th, 1961. 5 days after Gagarin's flight, another blow to our national pride. Anti-Castro forces, backed by the CIA, try to invade Cuba. And the result is the Bay of Pigs fiasco. The national mood sinks low. But, as a matter of fact, our space program is far from asleep. Months back in January.
Okay, guys. So that is super, super cool. I think that's just fascinating. A documentary presented in audio, and it's so rich. There's so much to listen to. This Ortofon cartridge, this whole turntable setup, gives you a very natural sound, and it's actually not only testament to the turntable, but equally so to the recording and the mastering of this record. It is just rich and very dynamic and very lifelike. I mean, the speakers we're listening to only have like 3-inch drivers for the low end and a 1-inch tweeter, and it's filling the room easily. And as you can hear, it's very rich. So just love this record and this whole set. I would love to sit down and just spend time listening to the whole thing end to end. I haven't had time to do that, unfortunately, but there it is, To the Moon. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that little break. Hope the rest of your week goes wonderfully. I hope that whatever you're working on turns out well. You know, on these record sleeves, even the record sleeve, the whole thing is lined with like an anti-static plastic, not just the window. Really good stuff. Anyway, have a great week. Happy record hunting if you get a chance to do so. But whatever you're doing, have a great week. And don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Twitter. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Comment down below. And we will see you this weekend for the big weekend show. But in the meantime, happy record hunting, guys. We'll see you next time.